Boston Phoenix to be a sound man. And it was a press party at a roller skating rink. The Ballaroo roller rink, was that the name of it?
Don was the guy, the name of it, Don Liberty.
No.
Alan.
Yeah. And I just remember being struck by the fact that they were playing like songs. You know, in the local bands at that time, there were a lot of boogie bands and a lot of just sort of, you know, just riff rock stuff. And what struck me and what really impressed me was that they were playing pop songs and stuff. And I distinctly remember like having an opinion on it and like watching the guitar playing, going, you know, he's okay, but you know, I wouldn't mind being part of this. You know, and I actually had that thought. And after that, the band broke up, and I think Greg went and played with Martin Mull for a while, an Orphan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I started sitting in with Rick and Ben. They were just playing with an acoustic guitar and a bass and singing some of Rick's songs and some cover songs, and with Ace How Long and a couple other things, right? And I just started bringing my guitar down, and that developed into Captain Swing, right? And which evolved into the Cars. To make a short story long.
Yeah. Also, Rick and Ben were playing a place called the Speakeasy in Central Square when I was in the Modern Lovers. You mentioned it, but then I found like a program of nights that we played, and you guys played like Wednesdays or something, right?
Oh yeah, we used to play alternative nights.
So basically it was just the Boston scene, and people meeting each other and checking each other out, and you know, you get a couple of guys from one band, a couple another, you know, you think, you know, you look for the combination that you think is going to work best, and that's how we evolved.
I think we were all in our own world. I don't even think we paid attention. We knew that there was a lot of bands playing at the Rat, so we thought, oh yeah, it'd be a good place to play because they take new bands. And maybe some stood out, you know. I always, like, when I first came to Boston in '72, I saw the Modern Lovers. It was the first band I ever saw. And I saw them on the Common.
You did?
Yeah, and that was the second day I was in town.
Oh.
And I lived in Somerville, so I walked to the Common, and you guys were playing, and I thought, wow, this city's great. look at this stuff that's going on the Common.
Yeah. Then it didn't really pick up until later, a few years later.
But anyway, you know, basically, I don't think we really didn't pay attention to much of that.
But it was a good climate because
other
the audiences were really receptive to all the different kinds of bands that were playing, and the bands were all friends. So that really helped us too.
In a sense, we played our first gig on New Year's Eve, right? So that was, and we made our record in the winter. So you know, we played for that whole year and got signed somewhere along the line. And by didn't we just come home just before Christmas for making the record at Air?
Yeah, December.
So it was, no, it was February.
Yeah, it was February.
Okay, so it was just after.
Yeah, making the first record was February of '78.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
So just about a year.
Came out in June of '78.
During the blizzard of
We
'78.
played Harvard Music.
That's right. We were there during the blizzard.
So you did, before the record, you had Airplay in Boston just from demo tapes with a lot of the same songs that were hits, which probably was even harder to do then than it is now. So how did that come about?
Well, we had an ally and a friend at BCN, you know, that Maxanne was a DJ there, and she was like one of those people who like to go out and see bands, you know, which is something radio stations probably should be doing but don't ever do it anymore. And she actually scouted around, and she kind of just liked the band. She liked a prior version of it. She even liked Captain Swing.
Yeah.
You know, she was playing demos from Captain Swing, too.
She saw us at the Newbury Street Fair.
Yeah.
Or one of those street fairs.
So, you know, it was actually her who kind of picked, like, what song to play on the radio, and she played it on her show. I mean, she picked just what I needed to play, I guess.
Yeah.
On her own. She had a couple of songs. I think she had You're All I Got Tonight, too.
That was the other one, yeah.
And maybe All Mixed Up or something.
She had us in, like, heavy rotation.
But she did play. She played that all the time. And then the other DJ started playing it as well. You know, just what I needed. And then that's obviously when the record companies came.
It was getting reported in the tip
Yeah,
sheets.
that's what it was. It got reported on all the tip sheets as tape. And hardly any stations anywhere in the country had anything on a tape on their playlist.
You know, like the Gavin Report or Friday Morning Quarterback, and there'd be a column, what label, you know, playing, you know, Aerosmith, Columbia, Elton John, MCA, whatever it was, and saying Cars, tape. You know?
We played a lot of songs, so we probably had I don't even know how many we have, but we must have had 20 or 30 songs. And, you know, that because we had to fill up. Sometimes we had to play, you know, more than one set in the club. So we just
Yeah.
had to have a lot of songs. And we just had all kinds of them. But, I mean, you know, there were songs that the audience responded to more than others. And that might have been one of them, you know, for sure. But I certainly don't think anybody...
I don't know. I remember hearing that one because I was like the last one to join the band, and I remember hearing Just What I Needed, thinking, first time I heard it, thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. It's like it's got something sort of unique about it, and it's like nice and concise, and you know, fairly short pop song format, right to the. So I still remember hearing that one for the first time.
I think it was pretty casual, you know, between Ben and I, because we had been playing together for like, you know, forever. I mean, you know, since we were like 18, you know, so like, and we played lots of things together, you know, from Cleveland, Detroit, all these cities, and we just like, when we played songs, we just went, oh, you sing this, I'll sing that. Oh, you sing this. It wasn't any big deal. You know, although I did keep in mind that if it needed to have a good voice, it should be Ben. I definitely thought, well, maybe this is a song that has a lot of melody and it needs a good voice, so Ben should sing this one.
We'd talk about it for about a minute or two and decide that he suited
Sometimes
best
at
for it.
rehearsal, he'd sing it or I'd sing it, and we just go, oh yeah, you sing it. You know, we just decide after one sing, you know.
Were there a lot of songs that got lost from the early years? And did you ever play any cover tunes live?
We
We
played a
played a
batch
couple cover tunes
early
in the
on.
beginning.
We did it again by the Soft Machine.
Oh yeah.
But that was the end of
We did it.
Have You Really Got Me by the Kinks.
And Don't Worry, Baby. And Love Is the Drug.
Oh yeah.
I'm on
Gimme-
Fire.
I forgot about that one.
Dwight Twilley.
Give Me Some Kind of Sign.
Give Me Some
by
Kind of
Brendan Wood.
Sign.
Like a Roxy Music
Yeah.
version of it.
Yeah.
What else?
Wow.
Another-
I'm Waiting for the Man, I think we might have played a few times. There were a couple of songs. I mean, for the most part, our songs, I would try to stay to the nice, concise solos, and you know, just would always feel like they were part, you know, like little compositions within the songs, and so I wouldn't stray too far. But there were a couple of songs like Dangerous Type and Your Life Got Tonight and Take What You Want, where there were some open areas where I could cue the band back in, and we, you know, go back into the song proper. And so there were some little, you know, some spots in the live show where we could stretch it out a little bit.
Greg you played guitar on
that's
that one,
right.
right?
That's right.
That's
Are you
right.
playing
I guess
saxophone on this performance at all? I can't remember. No?
Or what, on the music line?
Yeah.
Is there any saxophone? I don't know.
At
that's
the
too
end, it all
bad.
mixed up.
I
Was
can't
something
remember.
maybe? Did you used to whip out the
I
sax?
from time to time, but I don't know. about
And you got
whether-
to do your multiple percussion showcase on I'm in Touch,
On
with,
I'm
Your
in touch
World.
with Your World. That was always one of my favorite
The
ones to
ratchet
play live.
Vibra
Or
slap.
getting, yes.
Looks like a lot of coordination had to go, like reaching, pulling out all these different things and just getting the right key. Yeah.
Plus, I figured it'd be fun for people to watch visually. Uh-oh, is he going to make it? Oops, he didn't make it.
Are there a lot of other lost songs like that you would play that never made it to the records for whatever reason?
I don't know about a lot, but there's probably some. Sometimes you forget.
Some of them are on the Rhino anthology.